This movie tells a story about Fred Hampton, a young charismatic activist who becomes chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party, putting him directly in the crosshairs of the government, the FBI, and the Chicago police. To destroy the revolution, the authorities are going to need a man on the inside. They find William O'Neill, a petty criminal who gets backed by the FBI. In order to avoid doing hard time, O'Neill agrees to become a plant within the Black Panther's Chicago chapter. As you can imagine, it's not that easy, particularly as O'Neill finds himself torn between his growing sympathy for the party's mission, his growing relationship with Hampton, and the ever-watchful eye and instruction from Agent Roy Mitchell. Whoever wrote the script of this movie must be confused on which story that the movie tries to focus on, because script choices dampen this movie's impact and limit the film's scope. Though both Hampton and O'Neill are each working their way through different but related internal struggles, the latter's arc is more prescriptively sketched. If this movie is just completely about O'Neill, it'll be a much better film. The elements of the script that focus on Hampton that dull the propulsive momentum of the film. Just when it feels like it's going to go to the next level, we are dragged back into another sluggish sequence with Hampton bearing the weight of the party, its movement, rivals, and a burgeoning romantic relationship. Even with Hampton's story, his extraordinary talent for uniting enemies is underplayed. That wobbly imbalance could even be navigable, but as the running time ticks on, O'Neill's story about his deceit and gnawing conflicts starts to get significantly pulled into the Hampton story undertow and suffers by consequence. Stanfield only has a familiar narrative of building guilt to navigate. He manages to bring a jittery unease to O'Neill's mounting turmoil, but ultimately, his character is just one of many instances of screenwriting 101 holding sway. There are other moments where the film seems to tiptoe toward interesting ideas, but such avenues are quickly abandoned in favor of more programmatic true story plot machinations. The form is by nature lacking in complexity. It's enough to wonder why biopics such as these continue to be made. In fact, the movie doesn't tell anyone's story satisfactorily. Not just Hampton and O'Neill, but also Hampton's girlfriend, Deborah Johnson, and O'Neill's FBI contact, Roy Mitchell. Because of miscalculated storytelling choices, premium performances from the movie's principal cast are its best endorsement. They make the most of their roles. Even so, they cannot fix a scattershot screenplay. This is worth noting, as much as it's indicative of the film's larger failing, a complacent adherence to a fairly run-of-the-mill biopic template. There are other quibbles with the film, such as a framing device that is inconsistently used, but the movie's flaws start at the conception stage, and a script that just needed better focus or more care for both of its titular figures.